I'm going to start recording. Thank you so much for hopping on. Today's going to be fun, I think. I'm going to start with 100 Days to Brave, and then I'm going to have you guys do a little bit of an activity with me, and then we're just going to jump right into the training. I don't think this will be a super long Zoom, but it'll be interesting. I think it'll test you. Not really. Okay, so let's see. Mads did that one. Okay. You may have heard me talk about this before, but I am deeply moved by the story of Shadrach, Meshach, I don't even know how to say these names, and Abednego in Daniel 3. These young Israelite men were captured as slaves when they were just teenagers and taken to Babylon with Daniel. In Daniel 1, we see them say no to meats and rich food for 10 days, and at the end of it, they are honored for their strength, especially in the face of eating much less than other soldiers in training. Years later, those young men were administrators over all of Babylon, and Daniel was serving at the royal court. King, I don't even know how to say his name, built a massive gold statue, 90 feet high, 9 feet wide, and then decided that everyone in town had to bow to the statue and worship it whenever the music played, and anyone who didn't would be thrown into a blazing furnace. God, man. Our guys worshipped the one true God and had no interest bowing to anything else. They said no, and the rest of the people said yes. Can you imagine that courage to stand when everyone else bows, knowing the result, knowing who you are and how much you are respected, yet choosing to go against your boss, namely the king, in a life-threatening way? Look at today's verse. Even if he does not, even if God doesn't rescue us from this, we still say no. I hope I always have the courage to say, I know what God can do, but even if he doesn't, I still worship idols. I will still worship the one true God. I know God can heal my friend's illness, but even if he doesn't, I know God can fix relationships, but even if he doesn't, I know God can provide me a spouse, but even if he doesn't, I know God can provide for me financially, but even if he doesn't, right? Even if he doesn't. These three said it, knowing their lives were on the line, and they never looked back. They were brave, they said no, and even when the voices of fear must have been whispering to them, they didn't listen. They stood there in their no, and believed that God is still God. A lot of courageous no's make for some beautiful, brave yeses. I want to underline that because I feel like that's the most important thing that it's said so far. A lot of courageous no's make for some beautifully brave yeses. And I'm not sure you're going to get it right every time. Saying the right yeses and the right nos. I don't get it right all the time. But courage doesn't equal right. Courage equals stepping out and trying. Be brave and say yes, but also be brave and say no. Jump on the float, walk into the furnace, stand up, sit down, get on that flight, say the thing that courage asks you to say, even if the word is no. So regardless of whether you're religious or not, this last paragraph is what really stands out to me. Because I think even in this business, but just in life in general, we have so many yeses and so many nos to make decisions with every single day. And each one is crucial, but that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to make mistakes. And I'm actually reading this book right now, and it's called, I don't want to butcher it. It's called Permission to Screw Up. And I'm really enjoying it because I'm super hard on myself. And this kind of just resonates with my book that I'm reading today, to just be brave. So what a great way to start. Okay. So I asked you to get pen and paper. So I want you to write 2 sets of 1 through 10. So 1 through 10 at the top, skip a line, 1 through 10 at the bottom. So basically today we're going to be going over all self-limiting beliefs and lies that we tell ourselves. So the first set of 1 through 10, I want you to write out 10 self-limiting beliefs or 10 lies, whatever. You can do half and half, however you want to do it, that you tell yourself, okay? So you're going to have to get deep with yourself for a sec. I'm going to pause the recording again while you guys fill that out. Just put a 1 in the chat when you're done. Okay, keep filling those out as we go through this if you're not done yet. But for the purpose of this training, I have tried to write down 10 Self-limiting beliefs are lies that I hear most often from my distributors. Okay, so these may or may not be on your list, and I'm gonna like wrap this around at the end with how I want you to do the last 1 through 10 and how we're gonna close out this activity. But just bear with me as I go through these. So I wrote down, for example, number 1, I am jealous of what blank person has. If they have it, I must not be able to have it. Okay, this is literally like definition scarcity mindset. And I've been there. Like, I've been in places where I've looked at somebody's promotion and been like, oh my gosh, like, I really want that. Why am I not there yet? And you just have these like circling thoughts, right? So this is a lie or self-limiting belief that you may have. And you have to learn how to go from this lack mindset to understanding that success, money, promotions in this company specifically are infinite. And somebody else's promotion does not dictate where you are headed or not. Like, that person got that rank because they earned it and their team crushed it. And the nice part about this is we don't have any income caps, and any single person in this company can go to the top, can earn a 2.0 account, can promote their husband's account and earn them a 2.0 account. Like, you guys, this is so much bigger than we can even wrap our heads around. And I think once you start realizing that this is, I don't know what the right way I'm trying to say this. There's so many different examples that I could give, but point blank period, going from a scarcity mindset to an infinite abundance mindset. And this takes practice. This is not something that happens overnight. But number 2, it's hard to get to the top of this company. I would replace that with training yourself when you have that thought or you think that it's hard to get to the top, that anyone can get to the top of this company. And the only difference between someone there and me is a decision. And it's going to take action. It's going to take the right mindset, and it's going to take time. And if I'm willing to wait it out and do the work, then again, it's inevitable, right? Number 3, I'm too busy, or I have too much life going on. Okay, everyone, I want you to just realize you are the majority. You are not an exception, sis. Everyone and their mother has something going on right now. You never know what happens behind closed doors. The person who looks like they have the perfect life, I promise you, they don't. People think that about me because Instagram is a highlight reel, and all my fault. I've had people message me being like, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this. Like, I love all your photos and everything, but like, this is something that I related to, right? So I really want you to realize that it's not just you, and especially in this situation, like with the coronavirus and everything that's going on right now, there are millions of people that are unemployed. There are tons of people who are short on their rent, can't pay their mortgage, lost their jobs. Like, it's happening to everyone. So don't give yourself the extra credit that you think you deserve because you think that you're some sort of exception. And the other thing is, everyone has 24 hours in a day, point blank, period. So what you need to realize, if you're telling yourself that you don't have enough time, you need to change it and take ownership of that and say, I'm choosing not to make this a priority. I don't care if that's your laundry, your dishes, your 6 list, your team, your self-development. You are choosing to put something else in front of your business. You are choosing to work your business instead of do your dishes. I'm not telling you there's a right and wrong, but you need to be okay with the decisions that you're consciously making or not. And if you're not, then you need to change it, right? So that is completely a choice and up to us every day. And I'm not perfect, you guys. Like, I have days where I feel like I'm so overwhelmed and like, how am I going to fit this all in? But that's just my anxiety. Like, that's how I'm built, is to overthink that kind of stuff. And we just talked about this. What was that? 2 days ago, yesterday? about getting so paralyzed that you just don't move. And we need to stop doing so much thinking and just do it one step at a time. If you need to do your dishes, go do your dishes. I guarantee you it's not going to take longer than 10 minutes. But somehow we picture cleaning our house, doing the dishes, taking care of the kids, especially as women. Connor likes to explain our brains as a bowl of spaghetti, right? Literally, we have all this stuff that we just compile and it's swirling thoughts, and it's this like doom of terror in my brain. And I feel like I have a million things to do. But if I broke down how long my dishes was going to take me, how long a load of laundry was going to take me, realistically, if I sat down and didn't have any distractions, how long would my 6 list take me? Put in my self-development, my training videos. I want to shower. Like literally list those things out. It is not a full day. You'd be surprised how much you could complete before noon if you just took a tally of where your time is actually going. We waste so much more time than we realize on the littlest shit, and we don't need to. So again, just a choice. Choose what your priorities are and be okay with the conscious decisions that you're making. 4, I'm not enrolling enough, or I'm not promoting quick enough. I think this is something that I struggle personally the most with. Like, I don't know about you, drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever felt like, why am I not going quicker than I am? Like, I should already be triple diamond. I should already be presidential. But you are giving yourself way too high of an expectation. That is what I've had to teach myself. It is amazing to have huge goals, but the only reason that we're not a triple diamond team yet is because we're not ready. We're not. If we were, we'd already be triple. Because that means when we go triple diamond, there's doubles, there's diamonds, there's emeralds, there's rubies. And I can't force my team, just like you can't, to be ready for their promotions like you are. I may be ready for triple diamond. I would like to believe that I am. I would like you to believe that you are worthy and capable of that double diamond spot, of that emerald spot, of that ruby spot. So when you are thinking about your promotions and your enrollments specifically, they are coming exactly the way they should be. And if you want it to change, you want to promote quicker, you want to have more enrollments, you're going to have to pick up the pace. You're going to have to do more work. You're going to have to do more self-development. Again, going back to those choices that we're making, you are making a choice every day. How much you make this business a priority or not. How much you make your house a priority or not. How much you want to build successful habits or not. And you have a choice to make. Are you going to step into that position that you want to step into? Or are you not ready yet? And that's okay. That's just a really hard pill that you have to swallow, because I've had to swallow them many of times. And it's not necessarily fun, but the best part about that is that we can fix that. We can fix not being ready by learning more. Where do I need to grow to hit that next promotion? What piece is missing? There's always a piece. Always. With every rank, with every obstacle, there's always a piece that's missing. If you're not enrolling, we need to look at the specifics of what you're doing and get into the legitimate logistics of how this works. If you feel like you're not promoting quick enough, we need to look at what you're doing every day, where your weaknesses are, because we need to build those up. Your strengths are there. Your strengths are going to get better over time naturally. It's the weaknesses that we have that we need to be so brutally honest with ourselves and open to looking at. That's why I'm loving this May Cause Miracles book right now, because it is forcing us to open up those box of fears that maybe we have suppressed for too long. And we need to find those areas to grow, so you have to get vulnerable with yourself. Number 5, I have to fit a certain mold to be successful. I have to look like Stephanie Dunn. I have to have the Louis Vuitton. I have to, whatever it is for you, fill in the blank, whatever your little person of success looks like for you, you feel like sometimes you have to fit into that mold. And what I want to tell you is that you are here not to look like, and I'm just going to use her as an example because I adore her, but Stephanie Dunn, you don't have to look like her. You don't have to talk like her. You don't have to message like her. You don't have to post like her. You have to be you, boo. Every single person out there needs a different one of us. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you enroll a distributor and you just don't vibe with them? But then the next distributor that you enroll, it like turns into your best friend. You're like, where have you been my whole life? You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I've been with both. So you have to just know that they need you. They don't need me. They don't need Julia. They don't need Madison. They don't need whoever. They need Nat. They need Destiny. You know what I'm saying? So what I want you to start thinking about is anyone can have and be successful, whether in this business or in life. It doesn't really matter what path you choose. Anyone can have anything. You can have the dream boat, the dream vacations, the dream house, all the kids. I don't know, whatever your dreams are. But it is literally between a decision or not. And are you going to force yourself to start believing that that is your reality, that that is actually a possibility? Or are you going to keep looking at your dream board thinking that it's too far out of reach? Because I promise you, whichever one you choose to believe is going to be your truth. Wholeheartedly. So, number 6, any I can't statement. If you are saying anything starting with the phrase I can't, you have to set that as a trigger for yourself. And that needs to be an automatic reaction where you're like, oops, I said it. Oops, I said it. And it's never an I can't. You have to learn how. You never know how to ride a bike till someone teaches you how to do it. You don't know how to wakeboard till someone shows you how to do it. Everything is hard until you learn how to do it. You want to play the piano? You're going to have to learn how to read music. You're going to have to learn how to put your hands. You're going to learn how to play. But that doesn't mean that it's too late or that you can't ever learn how to do it. It doesn't mean that you can't play the piano. It doesn't mean that you can't go to the top in this company. It just means you need to learn how to do it. 7, I have a hard time enrolling. I want you to switch that with something else. If I thought that way, I have a hard time enrolling. If that's your mindset, then that's what your reality is going to be. You're not going to enroll. You are going to have a hard time enrolling. The universe's only job is to say okay. And whatever you say goes. So if you preach and you speak on a daily basis, I have a hard time enrolling, you are absolutely going to have a hard time enrolling. What if you switched it to I'm a mass enroller? Or if your mind tells you that that's BS and you're like, well, I'm not, so I'm having a hard time enrolling, then when you think I'm having a hard time enrolling, you need to say to yourself out loud, I'm glad I don't believe that thought. Number 8, no one wants to put up HAPs for me. Oh my gosh, I hear this all the time. You need to start having the mindset that no one I've asked yet is putting it up for me, which means I need to ask more people, period. There's somebody who wants a free iPad, you guys. There's somebody who wants the $500 cash or whatever we end up doing as a giveaway in months to come. Somebody out there needs it, so you just need to ask more people. Number 9, no one on my team is working. Again, if you have that mindset, that's probably going to be true. What needs to happen to have working people? Well, I'm in charge of my business. I'm in charge of my paycheck. I am in charge of my team. So I need to enroll more people. There is legitimate statistics in this, right? You greaten the chances of finding someone incredible when you enroll more people. If you enroll less people, you have less rock stars to choose from. You're touching less hands. The other thing that you need to say, and what I've been writing since the day that I started this business, is I attract hardworking and hungry people. The other thing I want you to remember is the second that you start acting like a rock star, you will attract rock stars. You hear that stupid saying, your vibe attracts your tribe? It's really true. And if you're not doing your 6 list, you're not doing the self-development, which means you're not enrolling, how can you expect that diamond leader to come into your organization? You're not even acting that way, right? But when you do the work and you set the expectation, you set the standard for your team, watch what happens. You guys have seen it on this team. I would like to give myself the pat on the back and say that I feel like I really do lead from the front, whether it's with enrollments, whether it's with HAPS, whether it's with whatever. And I expect that. I better be the most hardworking person on this team because I am your leader. And you need to have that same mentality with your team. You have to be the hardest working person in the room. And if you're not, don't expect those people. 10, I've never had blank. I've never had money. I've never had success. I've never had fill in the blank. So why would I now? Your future is absolutely not determined by your past. The past is actually a very falsified story that we tell ourselves. Scientists have literally looked at previous memories, looked at things that we have, and our brain legitimately like fills in the blanks and tells you lies about things that you end up believing. What I want you to get from all of this is that not every thought that you have is true. The way that you project your previous experiences, your childhood, into your future is a choice and a lie and a falsified story that you are telling yourself. What if you switched the script? Just what if? What if you changed your story? What if you rewrote the playbook on how this all ended? That you're not going to end up broke and alone with a million cats. That you're not going to end up being in this debt forever. We get so caught up in where we are right now that we think it's never going to change. And then 6 months later, we look back in such a better place and we're like, oh my God, thank God we're not there anymore. But for some reason, we trick ourselves into thinking that we're going to be stuck right here forever. This is so temporary. But what we do every single day matters. Every day is a new day. You have to rewrite the script. Okay, so what I want you to do with your second 1 through 10 is I want you to write the opposing thought or the opposing thing that you can start telling yourself, where when you have that self-limiting belief or lie, that you are going to retrain yourself to think a certain way, just like I did. So I'm going to give you guys a sec to do that. Okay, so this is something that you can look at often. Okay, I don't want you to write this down and then just forget about this. These are going to be things that, like I said, are going to take time to reprogram your mind away from, right? Things I want you to remember is things are happening exactly as they should. If you want things to go quicker, pick up the pace. It really is that simple. Become more conscious of your thoughts and just learn to let go. Like seriously, tell yourself, I'm letting this go. I'm recognizing this thought and I'm choosing to move forward. Okay, so I wanted to read this little quote just because I thought it was cute. It says, I have the power to create the life I desire. And you guys have the power to create the life you desire, but also the promotions that you desire. The life in this business that you so desperately want and it's just a decision away. This is a one day at a time thing. We have to be a little bit easier on ourselves and give ourselves more grace and recognize that every day is not going to be perfect. Things are going to come up, and we have to choose, again, what our priorities are and how we're going to work this in. Are you going to stay up later because your day got so insane and you need to finish your 6 list? Or are you going to choose to go to bed? And you have to be okay with the result of both of those things. Okay, so I asked you guys a couple weeks ago to write a check for yourself and put it on your mirror. Will you drop a 1 in the chat if you did that? Yay, if you haven't, that's okay. But I want to ask you guys if you're just looking at that every day. So keep your goals in your forefront, whether that's your dream board, your check, your affirmations, all the things that we talk about. Make sure that that's something that you're daily, constantly looking at. And just focus on keeping your eye on the prize. You guys are so freaking close to your promotions. It's not even funny. Like, I'm so excited. But I want us to close on something different that we've never done before. This is going to be kind of weird. I'm going to show my true hippy dippy side for a sec, but I want you to close your eyes, stop whatever you're doing. Seriously, close your eyes. And I'm going to say a list of things that we're grateful for, and I want you to just like repeat them to yourself as we go through these, okay? We're going to start really small, and we're going to work our way up to big things. And the goal with this is that if you are always just telling yourself the big things that you're grateful for, you're always going to need big things to fill that space. Okay, here we go. Close your eyes. I am grateful for my beating heart. I am grateful for the ability to breathe. I am grateful for my ability, my mobility. I'm grateful for my nails. I'm grateful for my skin. I'm grateful for my brain. I'm grateful for my spirituality. I'm grateful for my hair. I'm grateful for a working car. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful for food in my belly, electricity. I'm grateful for heat or cooling. I'm grateful for the beautiful and safe environment that we live in. I'm grateful for the warm sun. I'm grateful for the breeze. I'm grateful for the birds and the trees. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my team. I am grateful for Mark Pentecost and A-Works. I am grateful for a paycheck every month. I am grateful for the customers in my organization. I am grateful for the hardworking people being drawn to me. I am grateful for the dream customers that are already in alignment with my goals. I am grateful for the way that we end this month. I am grateful for my triple diamond promotion. Fill in your promotion. I am grateful for all of the training that we receive in this company. I am grateful for myself.